So I am currently in my second trimester, 5 months pregnant, y'all. I am like halfway there. I feel good. I definitely feel good. Um, I got to see, I got to do my autonomy prenatal appointment. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. And my baby is growing the way that it should be growing. My body is doing what it needs to do in order to push out this baby. And I am in such a great mood, y'all. Like, my spirits is high. My boundaries are like non-negotiable. My boundaries are non-negotiable, especially now that I am bringing life into this world. I have found it so much more easier to say no. Like, I'm not doing that. And I tell you, what's wrong with this? Let me go get another comb, y'all. Hey, y'all. So I'm back. Where did I leave off? Oh, second trimester has been good to me. Like, doing a lot of reflecting as a new mom has made me realize that how I was raised, there's a lot that I need to work on to recondition myself so that I don't pass down certain traits down to my child. And I realized that saying no and like setting boundaries and being okay with people being upset with you, being okay if people decide they don't want to talk to you because you have told them no, because you have set a boundary, because you want to be treated with a certain reciprocation and a certain respect, it has allowed me to be free. Communication in my family has always been like indirect, unspoken expectations. And it's kind of like, I'm an adult now. I pay my own bills. I do what I need to do for me. I have a mind of my own. I can make my own choices. And sometimes your parents are not mature enough to understand that. And you got to be okay with that. I want my child to understand that your voice is valuable, whether or not I agree with you. I'm not going to shut my child out because they disagree with something that I said. And I noticed that that's very common in our community. If you don't agree with what I say, or if you are too direct, right, that comes off as aggressive or disrespectful. But in hindsight, when a person is indirect and has hidden intentions and has unspoken expectations, that is signs to manipulation. And now that I'm getting older and I'm doing a lot of reading and doing a lot of research, patriarchy, let's talk about it. Patriarchy is damaging to our community. It will ruin relationships. It will ruin friendships. When people feel as if because you are a man, you have this certain power or domination and that a woman doesn't have a voice, it's very dysfunctional and very toxic. And I definitely don't want to raise my child in that manner. I was talking to one of my sisters and she was saying how when she had her daughter, she went through this whole mental transition where when she was younger, her mother forced her to be around certain family members because, parents got to work, especially if she's a single mom. And she said that once she had her daughter, she knew that she didn't want to put her child in the company of certain people, especially if they didn't respect her as the mother. And when she was saying it really it really clicked. It really clicked. Because sometimes your family could be your worst enemy. Sometimes your family could be your worst enemy. I don't have a cult mentality. I'm not the type of person to just be going along to get along. I have a voice. My voice matters. And I'm going to make sure my child knows that, you're going to ruffle some feathers. And those who understand you and respect you, they will continue to be there and continue to support you and continue to reach out. You don't respect me as my child's mom, there's no reason for you to be around. That's just how I feel. And even if that equates to me having to do life on my own and find my own tribe somewhere else, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, we can agree to disagree and we can still love each other and respect each other. But I noticed that other people don't seem to understand that. As long as you're agreeing with a person, as long as you're doing for a person, as long as you're going along to get along, as long as you're not ruffling no feathers, everything is perfectly fine. That's not how I'm raising my child. My child will not have to be uncomfortable to keep the peace. My child will not have to be muted in order to get along. No. Voice how you feel. You don't have to be disrespectful. You can be direct, and they either understand it and respect it or go about your business. Life goes on. And I always tell people, go where you are welcomed, not where you are tolerated. Go where you are welcomed. And that's definitely something, that's definitely a trait that I will pass down to my child. Like, don't just be around people that just tolerate you, or you are giving and giving and giving and giving, and they're not reciprocating that same energy, because eventually it leads to burnout. Eventually it will lead to burnout and resentment. To keep my peace of mind, I have to understand that people are limited in their thinking, limited in their movement, limited in their energy, limited in their frequency, limited in their elevation, just limited. And a lot of people are just not willing to change, especially when it comes to their parenting. This pregnancy made me realize that, not only is there a lot of changing that I have to do, but there are certain ways that I was brought up that I don't want to pass down to my child. And one of the main things that I've been focusing on lately when it comes to my development is being able to say no, being able to say, I'm not willing to do that. Being able to say, I'm not going to put myself in certain environments because they're not good for my spirituality. They're not good for my happiness. They're taking away and stripping me of my authenticity. And some people are just not good people for you, right? And that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Like, when you tap into yourself and you really know who you are, a lot of the stuff that most people put up with, because I'm very strong-minded, because I am okay with walking this journey, being my authentic self, I'm perfectly fine just letting people free. Perfectly fine with that. I don't hold any grudges. I don't have any hate in my heart. I just realized that in life, you have chapters. Every part of your transition in life is a part of the chapter of your book, of your journey. And sometimes certain characters don't make it. And that's perfectly fine. I'm at peace, y'all. I'm at peace. If you can't see it, I am glowing. I am happy. I am gaining weight. I'm 150 pounds. I've never been 150 pounds. I'm just grateful. My energy is back up because my energy was extremely low in my first trimester. This trimester has made me realize those who understand it. And for those who don't get it, they may need some time to grow. And maybe this just isn't their season. But I'm protecting my child by any means necessary, especially when you have people who may not like me, may not like my personality, may not like that I'm very straightforward, may not like the fact that I've transitioned from being that people's pleaser and I've stepped more into my authentic self and being able to set boundaries. You're going to lose people along the way. You just going to lose people along the way. And that's fine. That's fine. I want my child to be authentically you around everybody you come in contact with. And being authentic and being direct does not equate to being rude or being disrespectful. But because we live in a society where people are not direct, have hidden intentions, unspoken expectations, they look at you as, oh, you're problematic. Oh, you're the villain because I can't be easily manipulated. You can't control me. I can think for myself. I'm out of that stage of trying to please people that don't reciprocate certain energies, certain respect. So if that means losing people, then you're not meant to move on to the next part of my journey. And I'm fine with that. Other than that, y'all, doing some reflecting, reading. I'm still in school, working on my degree. Just enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I am happy. I am connecting more with my siblings. Some of them, not all of them. But being willing to change yourself for the betterment of your child is the most powerful thing that a person can do. Some parents have children and they don't think that they need to change. They don't have it in them to change. They think that, well, this is who I am. A lot of people, especially in their old age, think the same way. I don't need to change. This is who I am. And they expect the people around them to bend, to conform to how they expect them to behave. They expect them to treat them. And it's like, no, I'm a grown woman. I'm carrying my own child. I know that there's a lot of work that I have to do. I know that there's a lot of things that I am reconditioning myself so that my child don't have to go through the same thing or pick up certain behaviors and patterns. I'm not perfect, nor will I ever say that I'm going to be like this perfect family. But I think that reflection, I think that the willingness to change is powerful. It's powerful. You know how many people don't talk to their parents because the parent didn't allow them to authentically be themselves. I don't want to have that type of relationship with my child. And as I stated before, I'm not going to agree with everything that my child does. I'm not supposed to. My child is his or her own individual person. They got their own mind. They came into this world with their own, I believe, predetermined destination. And who am I to tell them how to think? No. Voice yourself, be respectful, be authentic, be unapologetically you, and fuck what everybody else say. Fuck what everybody else think. Like, I'm not stripping my child to conform to certain things. No, I'm just not. So that's it for this rant, y'all. I am going to see if I can do something with my hair. I might do 2 strands or I might just leave it. But it smells good. And I'm going to talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.